And police say they're still trying to determine the connection between Nicole Lovell and the 2 Virginia Tech students charged in this case. People we spoke with here on campus say it's hard to believe that someone that went to their school could possibly be involved in this murder. There are still some police officers going through this area. We're told that there were shots fired earlier today. Witnesses in the area, some people that live in this area, tell me that they saw some suspects running through here. So police are still looking for those suspects. So this is a very active investigation. In fact, they say that one train rear-ended another. I'm going to step to the side so that you can see more of the scene. And as you can see, it's quite a mess out there. They show us a little bit about what investigators know. I'll even circled some information here for you. One witness told investigators that Lloyd Welsh brought by bags that smelled, I circled it right there for you, like rotten meat. Vicky remains in the hospital. Friends say that she remains optimistic as well. She's been with the chamber there in Smith Mountain Lake for over a decade, and friends tell me that she hopes to turn this negative situation into a positive for the community. I just saw this craziness right here. This woman is out here running. What are you doing out here running? I'm a runner and I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? Come here. No, don't run away from me. You got to tell people at home, what are you out here doing running?
I love to run, and this is fun. It's nice soft surface, and I'm from Pennsylvania, so I'm totally used to this.
This is nothing for you.
This is nothing.
More power to you. More power to you. Have fun, be safe out there. All right. Now, if you are going to go out the house, running may be a better option. We definitely do not want to see people out there on the roads. We have seen some people actually sliding on the roads in this area. So, folks, definitely stay at home if you don't need to be out on the roads. If you want to take a run like her and you're brave enough, that's fine. But let me show you how much snow we're seeing out here. I'm not too sure whose car this is, but I'm going to do them a favor and wipe some of the snow off. But this is how much snow we're seeing in the area. This car's covered with it. And this is like, as you can see, it's not that packed snow yet. It's just a lot of snow that's fluffy. It's flying around all over the place. So this is not good driving weather for anyone out there. Liberty University has decided to buy a small airport in Bedford County. The school spent $1.8 million on that deal. Now, it's still unknown what the university plans to do with the new London airport. Virginia State Police say a man is on the run following a high-speed chase. According to police, the driver took off during a traffic stop in Allegheny County. Talk about a good Samaritan. A man saves a life following a crash in Henrico County. It happened around 4 this morning on Interstate 64. Look at that. A car ran off the road and hit a signpost, and before crews arrived at this scene, a 65-year-old man noticed the car smoking and heard the driver screaming for help. Police say that the Good Samaritan pulled the driver out of the car before it burst into flames. The Commonwealth clash was, of course, a big deal for Virginia Tech fans all across the nation, and we here at WSLS 10 wanted to share your comments on the legendary coach Frank Beamer's very last Commonwealth Cup win. Now take a look here. Scott Anderson says congrats to Frank Beamer on that big win today.
We can, we must, and we will.
Andy Parker is a pissed-off dad, determined to fight for gun control.
My heart and soul have been ripped out, and you know, you don't want to have anger consume your life, but I'm on a mission.
Parker is on a mission to take over Capitol Hill for the Whatever It Takes rally.
Whatever it takes! Whatever it takes!
The event comes less than 1 month after his daughter, Allison Parker, and her photographer, Adam Ward, were brutally murdered on live television.
You know, I can tell you that there's no place I'd rather be than in front of all of you here today.
Now, this mourning father is among hundreds of supporters demanding tougher restrictions on guns.
Loopholes that say no background checks. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, that's easy. And anyone that would not support that needs to be voted out of office.
Parker, along with politicians including U.S. Senator Tim Kaine, say we need improved background checks and more common sense laws to protect the American people.
What gun manufacturers want is to sell as many weapons as they can to as many people as they can in whatever frequency they can, wherever they can, and whenever they can. But that's not what the NRA membership wants, and it's not what the American people want.
Some say firearms are not the problem. A spokesperson for the NRA says instead of limiting access, lawmakers should focus on mental health. In Allison and Adam's case, authorities say the shooter, Vester Flanagan, was a disgruntled ex-employee who legally purchased guns. Parker and rallygoers say while mental illness is a concern, they hope tighter gun laws will also prevent other families from the heartbreak of losing a loved one.
It's still raw, and I'm trying to channel that into action, and that's exactly what Allison would want me to be doing.
Flowers, balloons, and personal messages make up this makeshift memorial for Andre Daquan Webb. The 24-year-old was shot and killed Sunday. Friends and family continue to mourn.
He was not a bad guy, and this was not his beef. He died innocently.
In the wake of Daquan's death, at this vigil, emotions ran high as police check on why a large crowd is standing in the road. After learning they're mourning the loss of a son and friend, uniform officers leave, and the focus returns to the young life gone too soon. For neighbors, this is a sad reminder of another life lost. Gary Kraft has lived in this neighborhood for years. He's concerned about the violence.
At nighttime, who wants to go to bed and wake up to gunfire?
Since January, there have been 4 shooting deaths nearby, 2 at Obenchain's Garden Center, 1 at the New Deli Mart, and now Webb's death. While some are leaving this quiet community, Kraft and other longtime residents say it's the violence that must go.
I'm not gonna run from my neighborhood. This is our neighborhood.
Police say they've increased patrols, but Kraft says he believes it's also going to take more residents looking out for each other to keep this community safe.
You don't have to give no names. You can just pick a phone, call. Everybody got to get on the same page. We got to get the community back.
And after this recent death, people are praying for peace.
They don't need to be out here trying to revenge. Nobody's deaf.
Work hard, play hard, Wednesday.
Thomas Page is the voice behind Focus Radio.
This is my station right here. This is what I do.
Listeners know him as Tommy P.
We're here to get you started with all the hot music coming up right here on the Tommy P in the Morning Show on Focus Radio. Best of both worlds.
The Roanoke native uses his internet radio show, as well as publications and other media sources, to raise awareness about a health issue that affects urban communities nationwide.
So as I leave off the stage, the fans start to cheer. I'm going to stay on top. I'm going to be back next year.
This video shows Tommy's firstborn son, John Anthony.
I have sickle cell anemia.
He died when he was only 16 from complications due to sickle cell.
To help kids like me live as close to a normal life as they can.
Didn't even know. I didn't even know until he was born that I and his mother carried the trait. And so after that, subsequently, we had 2 other sons that were all born with sickle cell.
One of those sons is 18-year-old Thomas Page.
Just want to kick it like back in the day. Now it's for Grammys, I got to get them.
He grew up rapping and singing with his older brother, John Anthony.
Me and my brother, that's just what we did. I don't know, my mom did music, so it was all in our blood.
Now the family uses their life experiences along with their musical talents to raise awareness about sickle cell.
They went there when it was tragic. Broski, bro, I miss ya. Just want to kick it like back in the day.
Over the past year, they've teamed up with Virginia Blood Services to encourage more people to donate, including Virginia Delegate Sam Rasool.
Delegate Sam Rasool, September Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
And because the disease is more prevalent among minorities, Page has also targeted historically black colleges and universities. At Virginia State, in April of 2013, 6 pints of blood were donated. The following year, that number went to 32. But when Page got involved in a recent blood drive, numbers rose significantly to 82 pints. Through Facebook, YouTube, and other forms of social media, they continue to challenge young people to get involved.
We want to really come out there and get the support, and I think we found a pretty good way.
Know you're with us, you'll never split us, never leave us stranded, still put on for your hitters, my man. Prince be the man, bro.
The Page family hopes to send a heartfelt message that encourages others to give the gift of life to sickle cell patients.